and public education regarding food. So teaching people how to shop properly, having access to fresh produce in all wards so that it's not heavily populated in certain wards and not in other wards. I cannot go and find a readily available great farmers market in Ward 7 or Ward 8 or barely in Ward 5 or Ward 6. Let's just say that. So also communications about existing programs. We learned about the Hustlers to Harvesters programs, Food RX program, partner with programs with Dreaming Out Loud and things of that nature. Sometimes the information about that these programs exist are not readily available or provided to us because let's be honest, if they are, then there will not need to be such a heavy reliance on medications and other things that are unhealthy for our body. Healthy food is more expensive. It's not widely available. Why is that not uniform across all wards, and especially in the wards that are experiencing hypertension, obesity, and things of that nature? Proof reservation, storage, how to make sure that we take care of our fresh produce properly. If fresh produce is provided to us, why are we getting the bottom of the barrel of the fresh produce so that when I'm bringing it home, I'm bringing home the flies too? You understand what I'm saying? So certain things like that. So we thank them for giving us the fresh produce, but we also need it to be something that keeps longer than 2 days. The system is fragile, it breeds dependency, and what I learned is that we're not in the food desert, we're in the food apartheid. Okay? So lack of coordinated programming to make sure that we have healthy foods and healthy programs in schools and access to that information and those resources. Environmental issues, contaminated soil, water. Why are we, maybe that contributes to some of the bad produce that we're getting. It's because the agriculture is contaminated. That's also, sometimes some people could say that by design. Food is medicine equals health. And then there's also, let me see, bad federal health standards, local control. We need more community-owned grocery stores, co-ops. We need to be able to know that we have the power to create those and be armed with the resources to create those in our neighborhoods. Why is there such a fight to be part of a community garden? Why is that not more readily available in our public housing complexes? Why is that not as uniform as a recreation center or a rec center in the building or a community center in the building? We have community center in each apartment building. We can also have a community garden.
All right, y'all. As we are nearing the close, I ask that my final 2 groups that come up here keep it a bit brief. So we are going to have Health Justice. Health Justice, can I get a shout out from Health Justice?
I'm a scholar, a leader, an educator, and an advocate, and I'm using my voice to affect change in the healthcare community. It is inadequate and it is mediocrity, and we cannot accept that. All right, y'all, I'm Melly Harris from Busy Bipolar, and we're going to get right into it. So, we had a lot of information shared while we were hanging out together, and one of the things that Vinny pointed out is obviously the federal occupation and its capacity on how we can support our health care. And there are different ways we can be using this money, that's why we're here, in order to support health care. So one of the top things we talked about is investing in health care infrastructure. So like changing some things around and how when we have caregiving, communities that can be like more certification programs for parents. You know, we all know that like expertise And experience is our number one expertise. So people who are actually going through what we're going through, having certification programs that can be used to put people in place who are experiencing these things, give them work. Like, people can't always work 40 hours a week, but there should be opportunities for people to get certified and to be able to support the communities that we care about most. We talked about reinvesting in reorganization of this infrastructure, saying infrastructure to include non-traditional care, having that be, we know, a mental health care looks like psychotropics and psychotherapy. So making some adjustments so that it includes more non-traditional care, like yoga therapy, music therapy, kickboxing. Like, give us some more opportunities to care for our mental health. And then furthermore, there are a plethora of practitioners who are immigrants, who are from elsewhere, who come here and can practice because there's not the proper certifications in place. So making opportunities for increased access. I think that takes us into.
Yes, and then in addition to that, quality of care. We really need to invest in a systems change and invested in systems like the Birth to Three law. When we think about home visiting, it is always on a chopping block to get funding out of it. So we need to make sure that it's being held accountable and money's being put into it. And then internally, this, focuses on mothers, fathers, caregivers. So we definitely need the home visiting program and that systems change. And then externally, looking at the hospitals, we need to make sure people are not leaving hospitals with IVs. People are making sure that they're getting diagnosed properly. A lot of these health professionals are lacking care and patience. Then we get into the increase of preventative care and mental health and rapid response. People are taking too long to come to homes. They're taking too long to come and get you from school to make sure you're okay. So we definitely need to put some time and energy into that. And then I'm just going to conclude with police response to include mental health and de-escalation expertise. In these heightened situations where the police officers are coming to, come and do what they do, we got to make sure that it's health officials in the car with them, making sure that they're navigating everything correctly and really taking care of the person that they're trying to stop or apprehend. So that's healthcare, and thank you.
All right. Last but not least, we got Housing Security. Housing Security, y'all in strict timeline. We got all Without further ado, Housing Security, y'all. Give a round of applause.
My name is Dr. Oye Woldowa, current Shadow Representative running for DC Council at Large. More important, I'm here today with the housing group to really talk about some issues that we've been chatting about. So without further ado.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Vernon Bryant. I'm a Ward 8 resident. I recently transferred here from Youngstown, Ohio. I've been here a year, and I'm in my community's business. I'm in my community's business, so y'all get used to my face. I'm on my soapbox, and I'm coming. Okay? Listen, in our housing security group, we talk mostly about accountability. The accountability of the Department of Buildings and these landlords. We talk about what to do when you have a slumlord that ends up giving you a case with CPS. See, but there's got to be accountability all the way around. And one of our long-term goals that we talked about, and I'm swinging that accountability baseball bat, it's down to all of us. Everybody in this room is accountable for fighting this system. It's our job to get these messages out and support our young people that's coming behind us. We got a 3DC, we ain't just got a budget problem, we got a problem, period. That administration that we got on at Pennsylvania Avenue, he needs to hear our voices. Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! Free DC! And listen, y'all, everybody in here got a neighbor, now hear me out. Everybody in here got a neighbor that's sitting at home on voting day, talking about they vote don't count. Your vote can't count if you don't cast it.
Okay.
I'm charging everybody in here. Get somebody. Folks, I'm in a host of voter registration drive. Get off our behinds and let's get this done. I ain't been here but a year. I'm on y'all.
Okay.
Boy, y'all get used to my face because I'm coming. Me and the Black Swan Academy, we coming. I'm recruiting them young people right there to help me get the message out. We coming.
Appreciate you. So let me read a couple of things that we went over in our group. Number one, a lot of our teammates talked about financial literacy, fighting back against landlords. But one take-home message that we need to apply is to organize. A lot of us are living in apartments but don't have a tenant associations. Create one. The reason why people are focused on DC right now is because the free DCs, the unions like ATU, the Fair Budget Coalition, they all come together and organize so that what a true DC is. Whether it's 200 people or 10 people, organized action brings us results. So please don't just take these ideas and keep it in this room. Bring it back to your communities because people are depending on your voices. We are all leaders and we all are indestructible when we work together. So thank you so much for allowing us.
All right, let's give a round of applause for the spirit of conversation. And last, but certainly not least, I'll pass it on to the executive director, and we're gonna have our general share out right here tonight.